Yung meron kang gustong sabihin sa boss mo, pero hindi mo masabi, hindi mo matanong, hindi mo ma-express. Bakit kaya?
Bakit kaya pag sinabing person with authority or we perceive someone to be an authority, may respeto tayo, yes, pero aminin natin, meron din tayong konting takot.
Yeah.
Sa experience mo, Rosie, meron bang incident na na-question mo yung immediate supervisor mo for a decision he or she made?
Na question. Yes, meron. Maraming pagkakataon. Kasi iba-ibang boss or iba-ibang managers. Oo.
Talaga? Hindi ka natakot?
Natakot. Of course. Kaya lang, ang nagdadrive kasi sa akin to ask question, to ask clarification, is yung idea na hindi ko naintindihan eh. Hindi katanggap-tanggap sa akin. So, yes, I understand that there are decisions na kailangan gawin na maaapektuhan ako and may mga decisions na hindi ako aayon. Kaya lang, I want to understand why. Saan nanggaling? Bakit naging ganun? And nakakatakot kasi syempre may mga tao na it's either hindi nila tatanggapin, iba-brush off ka nila, or worst, they will take it personally.
Or kasi minsan mga tao hindi open to be questioned.
Yes,
diba? Ayaw
exactly.
nila ng kine-question sila.
Oo.
That's the reason why I ask. Kasi normally, pag may mga ganong meeting, tapos may order, normally yung tao talaga, they'll just accept it eh.
Yeah.
Tapos kung kailan na hindi malinaw or nahihirapan, sila ano talaga yung gagawin. Saka pala sila magtatanong. And ako, I could relate. Normal talaga yun sa tao na sa atin, lalo na sa ating mga Pilipino, na hindi magtatanong. Pero, kung ako nung baguhan pa lang ako sa workforce.
Sa industry,
Oo, hindi din talaga ako nagtatanong. Natatakot talaga ako. Kasi, syempre, yun nga, gaya nung sinabi mo, baka mahit yung ego.
Yeah.
And I believe it's normal na nararamdaman yun. Kaya lang, yun nga, pag tinuloy mo yun, hindi mo alam ano yung magiging impact din sa'yo.
Yeah.
Kasi it may be negative. Mahirapan ka din sa trabaho mo along the way.
Oh, that's also true. And that's probably one of the things or one of the reasons as to why there are people who are not asking questions, who are not asking clarifications. Although there are conversation or there are meetings kung saan mismong yung leader yung nagde-drive na may question ba kayo. Tapos kapag tinanong mo, like what you've said, like pag tinanong mo, walang nagtataas ng kamay, walang nagtatanong, walang nagka-clarify. Ang worst kasi doon is this. After the meeting, after the conversation, ang tanong, nandun lang sa group, which actually creates animosity, which actually creates confusion. Oo. Nandun na eh, nagtatanong na eh. Ayun naman yung problem minsan. Baga parang nagtatanong na nga, parang nag-i-encourage na nga na sagutin, na magtanong, for you to clarify whatever, anything na hindi malinaw, hindi naman tayo nagtatanong.
It really depends on the culture ng company. And then sa culture ng meron yung isang group, di ba?
And kaya rin minsan may mga tao na hindi mo naman din sila masisisi bakit hindi sila nagtatanong basta-basta. Probably because na-experience nila in the past, na brush off sila.
O napagalitan.
Alam mo yun, napag-initan. Kasi hindi malabo eh. Especially like what you've said, paano kung hindi open? Paano kung ang taas din ng ego? And believe it or not, kahit naman tayo kapag may mga times na na-question or there are things na kailangan mong i-clarify to someone, at first, lalo na kung caught off guard ka, parang, ba't mo ako ni-question? Di ba parang ganun din naman yung dating sa atin?
In a way, yes.
Right? So, it's vice versa. Hindi lang sa mga leaders. Even ikaw na sumusunod din sa leader mo as a follower, may mga ganun ka ring instances. So, hindi mo rin naman sila masisisi. And there are also times na, yun nga, mababrush off lang yung tinatanong mo. So, therefore, parang, you're hanging. Parang, may gusto ko i-clarify, kaya lang hindi mo naintindihan.
Actually, nangyari yan sa akin noon, nung bago pa lang ako sa isang industry. Tapos, I was invited to be part of a travel incentive. And then, sa travel.
Wow, travel incentive.
Oo, nung nasa hotel na kami, merong isang gathering kung saan yung isa sa mga leader magsasalita and kumbaga magbibigay ng motivational speech. Yung medyo patapos na siya, yung last part, parang may narinig ako na hindi maganda, pero parang sabi ko, parang mali yung sinabi niya.
Oo.
But anyways, wala namang nakapansin, I believe, o ako lang. Tapos, dumating nga ako doon sa point na parang nag-doubt ako doon sa narinig ko. Kasi parang, tama ba yung narinig ko na mali siya? Tapos na yung gathering and all. Tapos, hindi naman kasi ako part ng group na kinabibilangan ng leader. Pero, nandun ako doon sa isang area, same with them. Naririnig ko yung usapan nila kasi lakas ang boses ni leader. And then sabi niya, alam nyo, no, iba talaga kapag leader ka or tinitingnan ka as someone with authority na parang lahat ng sinabi ko kanina, alam ko na may mali eh. Pero hindi ko na na-correct kasi tuloy-tuloy yung usapan. Pero alam ko na may mali. Pero people just accepted it. Walang nag-correct, walang nag-call out. Tapos nung narinig ko yun, sabi ko, hindi ba tama ako? Sabi ko sa sarili ko.
So parang na-validate ka na mali talaga yung sinabi niya.
Tama ako na mali yung sinabi niya. And then, hindi ko na nakalimutan yun. Kaya nga nakwento ko, di ba? Na may mga times talaga na people just accept it as something truth and correct. Kasi nga, he's a person in authority doon sa group na yun during that meeting and he's a keynote speaker. So, parang napaka-delicate talaga kapag leader ka tapos mali yung sinasabi mo. Kasi talagang people will accept it as something truth. Paniniwalaan ka nila eh.
Question though, ba't hindi mo siya tinanong? Hindi mo kinilarify? Or hindi mo man lang, hindi mo kinilarify na, para pang may mali.
Kaya nga nasabi ko, I respect the person, pero parang hindi ako in the position to question him. Una, nung nasa meeting, parang hindi kasi ako part ng group na yun talaga. I was just invited na parang favor yun sa akin. So, baka kuyugin nila ako. So, tama yung may respect, pero at the same time, yung may konting takot. And then, hindi ko bubble space yun, di ba?
Mahirap na.
Putokin mo sila para makapasok ka.
And one more thing, iba kasi kapag sinabi natin, you questioned, even though you're just clarifying.
Yes.
Parang ang nangyari kasi, yung choice of words. Para kasing ang nangyari, when you say the word question, it's something na, question mo ko? Parang ang dating doon sa tao minsan, are you questioning my credibility? Are you questioning something that I've said?
Pwede yan, maging dating sa kanila.
Oo. So, yun nga, they're taking it too personal rather than taking it parang objectively. Diba? Na parang, may clarification siya. Or, they can actually take it as a lesson. Kasi pwede ka matututo from there eh. Alam ka naman, nagkamali ka, hindi ko ikaw correct.
Actually, dun sa narinig ko na yun, I believe he took it as a lesson. Kaya lang, yun nga, kahit nga nung kunikwento siya, wala man lang nagsasabit pa rin sa kanya, di ba? Ganun kataas yung pagtingin kasi sa kanya ng mga tao dun sa event na yun.
There are reasons as to why a certain person can take it personally. We feel that we are being attacked. Hindi natin masisisi yung tao why they are actually acting that way. Probably they are shielding something. Maaring nasaktan. Maaring suppress. Maaring may mga nangyari in the past that made them like that.
Pwede.
And I'm wondering where that kind of behavior coming from.
Actually, yung bata pa tayo, di ba, lagi tayo nasasabihan, huwag kang sasabat. O kaya, manahimik ka dyan. O kaya, huwag kang sagot.
Huwag kayo rito sa mga matatanda.
Gano'n. Sabat ka na naman ng sabat. Mga gano'n.
It's something na it might impact the way we do things na pagdaki natin. No?
Hindi talaga natin. Even nga mga adults.
Sumusunod lang kasi tayo eh.
Even kahit na patanda na tayo, hindi natin alam na yung mga ganito palang behavior natin ay nanggagaling sa pagpapalaki sa atin ng bata tayo, ng ating mga magulang. So tayo naman, dahil paulit-ulit natin narinig.
Tsaka parang ang bastos mo kasi, parang ang dating kasi, pagka nagbabat-in ka sa usapan ng mga matatanda noon, tapos kaya ka ba sinasabihan ng ganun? Kasi parang ang bastos, parang you're disrespecting.
In a way, yes. Pero, yung pala, madadala natin siya hanggang pagtanda.
Yeah.
Even when we're dealing with people of same age, nadadala natin siya.
Yeah, actually.
Kaya makikita mo, may ibang tao na napaka-expressive, no? Pero yung iba parang tahimik lang, minsan nakaganon pa, parang hiyang-hiya.
Probably ganun talaga sila pinalaki. Yung sabi mo, di ba, ang confident. Parang minsan tinatanong mo ako, uy, paano ka inano ng nanay mo? Kasi parang ang confident. Well, hindi naman totally confident talaga. Pero yung nanay ko talaga is stage mom. Kung saan-saan ako sinasali, ganun. Which I believe naka-affect pa din sa akin paglaki.
Oo, kumbaga naka-affect sa confidence building sa'yo.
Oo.
Growing up.
Oo.
Good for you.
Pero yung mga sinasabi mo kanina na parang bawal ka sumabat, actually yung pang tipong may kinokorek ka lang kasi mali yung pagkakaintindi sa isang sitwasyon. Halimbawa, nag-aaway kayo magkapatid. Tapos you are not allowed to talk, you're not allowed to speak kasi parang pagka nagsalita ka, ang dating sa kanila, sumasagot ka.
Oo, pero may magpapaliwanag ka lang naman talaga ng totoo nangyari. Pero sadly, hindi sila nakikinig, di ba? Lalim ng hugot.
Hindi kasi talaga naman, yung parang gusto mong mga tuwiran kasi alam mong mali. Alam mong mali yung idea nila about a certain situation or what you have said, what you have done. Pero ang nangyayari parang, no, you're not allowed to correct it kasi yan yung alam namin. And whatever they said, tama.
Yan palang mga ganyan na na-experience natin when we were kids. Tapos, nadadala natin as adults or pag naging adults na tayo. Nagiging part ng ating life script.
Life script. Wow. Kasi ang alam ko lang, human programming eh. So from human programming, whatever happened when you were a kid or when you were a child, pwede mo madala yan hanggang paglaki. Diba? Tell me more about it. Medyo bago sa akin yung life script.
Actually, almost pareho sila ng human programming. But, this is just a different way to describe it.
And understand.
Oo. So, nagkakaroon tayo, di ba meron tayong mga self-talk?
Yeah.
So, kumbaga, it's our monologue or the dialogue that we have with our mind. Yung mga bagay na na-experience natin, like for example, yung cute na cute nating baby, wala pa siyang 1 year old eh. And yet, when he experienced na malaglag din sa kama nila, from then, nagkaroon siya ng idea na mataas pala to. So, kailangan, pagbababa ako dito, kailangan mag-ingat. Kaya, there was an instance na dahan-dahan siyang bumababa sa kama. So, he already knows that merong danger pag hindi ako nagdahan-dahan. So, yun pumapasok yung life script na nagkakaroon ka na ng pag-iingat. Or, for example, may mga baby na pag nandyan sa edge ng sofa, hindi naman nila alam na masasaktan sila pag nadapa sila eh. Kaya lang, pag dapa na nila, that's the only time na, nasaktan sila, umiyak sila, malalaman na nila na, okay, may pain pala na ganito. So, nagkaroon na sila ng idea kung ano yung danger. Nagkaroon na siya ng idea na what it's like to feel pain. So, it becomes part of your life script.
Life script is ano yung mga programming or kung ano yung mga pinagdaanan mo when you were a kid na nadala mo. And that includes yung present natin.
Yes.
Kahit na, halimbawa, yung adolescent, yung adulthood, kasama yun.
Okay. Diba, pag nagkaroon ka na nasa puberty stage ka na or nasa adolescent stage ka na, yun in love ka.
Yeah.
So, iba't ibang tao, iba't iba yung karanasan when it comes to love relationship or boyfriend-girlfriend. Kaya, iba-iba din yung script nila na pagdating sa love, ito yung script ko, pagdating sa ano. That's why it's called life script.
So that will definitely impact the way we converse, the way we approach things, the way we ask questions, kung paano natin tinitignan yung authority.
Oo, the way we deal with our relationships, mapa-family man yan, love relationship man yan, or business relationship.
Yeah. So in other words, whatever na-experience natin when we were kids, habang lumalaki tayo, naka-impact yun sa atin the way we see authority, the way we treat people with authority. And that's what we knew. That's what I knew, yung human programming, di ba? How our environment shaped us. Ganun din tayo halos mag-a-act. Kasi yun yung output eh.
Actually, pareho tayo. Pareho tayo nang iniisip na human programming or those are the things na part ng formative years. Until I discovered this.
Thank you for staying and watching this video this far. And by subscribing, liking, and sharing this video, you are helping others too.
And we will do our best to create more contents like this.
And through your comments and suggestions, we will be able to expand our ideas. Ano yan something?
Na during pa lang our primitive years. May primitibo.
Primitive, wow.
Oo, parang Flintstones. Nakabahag pa yung mga tao. So, during that time, alam mo ba na the only way for an individual to be able to survive is for that individual to be part of a tribe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Kasi pag naging part ka ng tribe, alam mo na may tutulong sa'yo, pag kailangan
You feel
mo,
safe. You feel protected. Yeah.
there's security in a way.
Yes.
And that tribe is being led by a tribe leader.
Today we stand as one. United, we will face any challenge that comes our way.
And alam mo ba kung gaano nila kataas tinitignan ng tribe leader ganito? Yan, pag may sinabi si tribe leader, susunod sila. Pag ikaw, kinontra mo si tribe leader, iko-question ka nila. Alam mo, isa sa mga bagay na-excite ako nung nalaman ko to, yung cancel culture na na-experience natin sa SOCMED.
Yes.
Noon pa pala may ganun na. So, parang ika-cancel ka nila, i-outcast ka nila kapag may isang bagay na pag may isang bagay na ginawa ka na kakontra-kontra sa tribe,
Against.
especially sa leader.
Wow.
Ano yung point ng sinasabi ko? Dahil primitive years pa yan, yung pagiging, when we see people or someone in authority, when we
Yeah.
perceive someone in authority, it's something that is already ingrained in our genes.
Wow.
Yes, so it becomes an automatic program natin na, like ngayon, may ma-encounter tayo, kunyari, a doctor.
Oh, that's deep.
Yes, for example, may na-encounter tayo na isang doctor.
Mm-mm.
Whatever na sasabihin ng doctor, di ba? Okay, bawa tayo ng bawa. Di ba?
You know what? I remember a story. I was reading this book. And then, dun sa book, actually, sinabi niya lang din tong story na to.
Mhm.
Because, tayo nga kasi, though hindi niya pinaliwanag yan, tayo nga daw kasi is parang every time that there's someone in authority about a certain subject matter, ano daw tayo, sumusunod tayo, not into the point na servitude. Hindi yun. Yung parang sinusunod natin,
Mm.
naniniwala tayo. Kumbaga parang whatever na sabihin nila is batas. Just like what you have
Yes.
mentioned, doktor. Nilagay kasi nung doktor sa reseta is R, tapos ear. Kasi
Okay.
may problema siya, may masakit sa tenga sa kanya. So binigyan siya ng dropper. Nung binigay kay nurse, yung reseta, dapat kasi si nurse yung magda-drop eh. Ang what happened was, dinadrapan siya doon sa ano niya.
Sa puwet niya.
Oo,
Kasi
sa
rear.
puwet niya, sa rear. Kasi nga, ang basa is R, which is right, ang ibig sabihin, ear.
Mm.
So, ang basa ni nurse, rear, and even the patient did not even question it.
Exactly.
Na parang, ang sakit ng tenga mo, pero yung dropper, pinapatak sa puwet mo. And it is actually funny, but it was true. Because that patient alone, hindi niya kini-question na may something wrong eh. Bakit doon pinapatak? Tenga ko yung may problema.
All because someone in authority yung nagsabi.
Yes, and that explains.
Yes. And that's why it's called ancestral script.
Wow.
Kasi mula pa yun sa kanino-ninunuan natin na nanggaling, na naipasa talaga. Because it's part of our survival eh. Kaya naipasa siya, na-ingrain siya sa genes. So, kung genes nila, kailangan nila
Wow.
mag-survive, kailangan nila focus sila, ganyan, kailangan nila mag-respect ng authority. Then, kasama yon, it's part, naging automatic program natin siya.
This helped me a lot by going back and understanding yung mga not only childhood traumas but childhood pains, kung paano ako pinalaki, kung paano yung experience ko sa isang environment, ganyan. Nakatulong talaga siya sa akin to understand more bakit ako ganito. Kasi mas na-address mo eh.
Yes.
'Di ba? Sabi nga natin, awareness kailangan, napaka-importante. And by going back to those things, hindi para malungkot ka, nakakatulong kung paano mo siya maa-address ngayon.
Yes.
It's just that, it's really, parang it's fascinating to know na merong ancestral script na parang hindi mo sisihin yung sarili mo na, or yung parents mo, or kung sino man yung mga tao from your past or in the
Correct.
past. Kasi ingrained na pala siya.
Oo,
it's
it's
in our
something.
DNA pala talaga.
Oo, and that's why it's good to know these things kasi
Yes,
naging
yes.
aware ako na parang, hindi mo na pala sisisihin. Naging aware patuloy tayo sa mga magulang natin
Agree,
or yung mga
oo.
elderlies na ministry tayo in terms of mahimik ka dyan, ganyan. Pero actually, iisipin na natin parang, is it really part of the Filipino culture? No, it's, kahit nga sa ibang
Kahit
bansa, di ba?
yan.
Parang, kaya nga may
I
mga
was about to
taong
say.
namomolest, merong nagkwento sa atin. Kaya daw niya sinunod yung sinabi nung elderly sa kanya is because kasi nga matanda, so akala niya, as young as 5 years old, naniwala siya na tama yung pinapagawa sa kanya.
Oo.
Hindi lang yan namamala sa dito sa Philippines, even sa ibang culture like sa America, sa Europe, etc.
Oo.
Diba?
And I remember there was this commercial nung bata pa ako na sabi dun sa commercial, ang maling gawin ng matanda ay nagiging tama sa mata ng bata.
Exactly.
'Di ba? And another thing, Chen, is kasi nasabi natin na yes, we understand na it is an ancestral script, it is a human programming formed during those years nung bata pa tayo. There is this exercise na tinuro mo sa akin in order for you to let go. That yung kung ano yung pinagdaanan mo noon. Kasi if you keep on going back in the past, hindi rin maganda eh.
Oo,
diba?
Totoo yan. One of the things that I've learned back then, kasi nagkaroon tayo ng journey ng healing din, di ba?
Yes.
Kaya nga, mas magaan na natin nagagawa yung mga bagay at naiintindihan yung mga bagay. So, at that time, isa sa na-discover ko is yung go back to your inner child, talk to your inner child, parang have a session to talk with your inner child.
Yeah.
And then, tell them these 4 things. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you.
Wow.
So, you will apologize to your child kasi hindi mo pa alam paano ipatrack yung sarili mo when you're still a kid.
Agree. Yeah.
So, yun, magsasabi ka ng sorry and then you'll ask for forgiveness for not being able to know all these things. And then, magte-thank you ka because of that experience at kasi naging matapang yung batang yun.
Yeah.
During those time. Ba't ako naiyak? At anyways, naging matapang kasi yung batang yun.
Yeah.
Diba? Ba't may naalala kasi akong story. Naging mas matapang ka during those time. Kaya papasalamatan mo rin yung inner child mo. And then, sasabihan mo na siya ng I love you. Hug mo yung sarili mo, I love you. Kasi alam mo na we've been through tough times, but we're still here.
Yeah.
Nalagpasan natin yun. And that somehow can heal you.
Imagine, those memories, those core memories that we had, those experiences that we had, and yes, it is also part of our DNA,
Yes.
made us become someone. Hindi lang ako, hindi lang ikaw, tayo. Made us become someone or kung sino man out there, we are really having a hard time asking, clarifying, questioning decisions na alam natin na it actually parang naano yung values natin.
Yeah.
Hindi tama, nakakasama. Hindi lang sa atin, pati sa marami.
Yes.
And it's happening until now. It's really happening. Na why people are not questioning such kind of decision, knowing na sobrang dami na naaapektuhan. Why?
Additionally, yung ancestral script na parang automatic response natin na when we perceive someone in authority is parang nagbabaw tayo.
Yeah.
Meron ding other side yun. We also carry the genes nung leader of the tribe. Kaya nga, sometimes, may mga makikilala tayo na sobrang OA na mag-act na leader talaga siya. Or
You see, the only thing standing between us and success is failure.
someone in authority siya kahit hindi, di ba? Because bit-bit din natin yung ganung genes eh. It's just so happen na ang brain nga natin, di ba, is more inclined to us feeling small or negative.
Yeah.
Kaya mas iilan lang yung taong exhibiting that authority na or ancestral script na nasa leader of the tribe ka.
Yeah.
Especially once you're in a position na talaga like you're a manager, supervisor, business owner, or leader of an organization.
May na-encounter ako na ganyan. It's just so happens, siguro parehas kami. Parehas kami in a way na yung question natin is bakit hindi mo masagot yung boss mo? Masagot kasi in a sense na hindi naman sinasagot ng pabalang, masagot na parang patanong, it's a response, 'di ba? Bakit hindi ka makapag-respond ng maayos sa boss mo? And
or with confidence.
With confidence, oo. So parang fight or flight mode, it's either wag na lang or lalakasan mo yung loob mo, 'di ba?
Yeah.
So I remember one time I had that experience kung saan pa-terminal leave na ako noon eh. Magre-resign ako, and then, I had a lot of leave credits.
Okay.
Dami kong leave credits kasi hindi ko talaga siya nagagamit eh. Meron lang certain number of days na babayaran. So, sayang naman yung natitira. Kasi wala na yun eh, forfeited na yun kung hindi mo talaga gagamitin. So, what I did was, I filed a terminal leave doon sa, sa boss ko. Unfortunately, right then and there, denied. And asking, bakit ka magti-terminal leave? Ang sa akin kasi is, I believe it's my right. Kasi unang-una, ang dami kong leave. Bakit hindi ipagamit? And wala na rin naman ako ito-turn over kasi na-turn over ko na. So that was part of my 30-day resignation na period.
Yung kailangan mo mag-render.
Oo, yung render. Kailangan ko mag-render. So, 15 days yung hinihingi ko, including the weekends.
Okay.
Ayun. So, actually, may mga iba pa nga na hindi na nabayaran, pero okay lang sa akin. Denied by saying na, hindi, pwede. So, I clarified, bakit po hindi pwede? Hindi pwede kasi kailangan ka rito sa office pa. Wala naman ako na ito-turn over na. Hindi ko na nakikita yung sense. And then, sabi ko, baka naman po pwedeng pagbigyan nyo na kasi na-earn ko naman po yung leave credits. Respectful. And then, this person said, hindi ko kasalanan na hindi ka nag-leave.
Wow.
Yes. That person said that. Grabe, hindi ako makapaniwala.
Okay, so what did
So
you
parang, rather than saying na lang na, buti nga hindi ka nag-leave kasi dedicated sa trabaho, ganyan.
That's what you're expecting sana.
Yes, it's just so happy na parang ginamit pa yun against me. So, talaga masama yung loob ko. Kaya lang, sabi ko, no, hindi to matatapos dito. Hindi ako nakipag-away, hindi ako nakipag-argue na kasi alam ko close na eh. So, what I did was, pumunta ako sa HR. Nakipag-usap ako sa HR, hindi para ilagay sa bad light yung tao. But just to explain or to clarify kung tama ba.
Yes.
Kasi, I would like to know kung tama ba yung decision na yun.
Oo, tsaka to exercise your right.
Yes, it's not about that person, it's about my right.
Yes.
So, sabi niya sa akin, ay, hindi, pwede mong kunin yun na terminal leave, ganyan, and everything. So, in other words, the HR, personal na nakausap ko, kinausap yung manager nila, and then, after that, the manager immediately emailed that person, yung boss ko, na the terminal leave should be approved.
Okay.
And then, after that, kumain lang ako, pagbalik ko ng operations sa production floor, in-approach na ako ng boss ko saying na, bakit nakarating pa sa HR, ganyan. Sabi ko, I didn't mean anything wrong. I just wanted to exercise lang po or to understand bakit ayaw pong payagan. And since nanggaling na po sa human resource, I'm happy na nag-run po nila. And thank you. Nag-thank you ako sa kanya. Right then and there, immediately, in-exit ako. In-exit ako. Ano yung point? Bakit ko yun ginawa? Is it really about, kasi fight mode ako, Gabriela silang? No, it's really about making sure na kung alam mong agrabyado ka, try to do something about it in a respectful and peaceful way.
Gaya ng kunento mo na isa na hindi nila, ano nga yung message sa'yo?
Yeah, then actually, a year after that, tapos na, wala na ako dun sa company, tumawag sa akin yung isa kong kasamahan dati. Tinanong niya ako, sabi niya, TL pa rin kasi tawag eh, TL, nakapag-terminal leave ka ba? Sabi ko, yes. Ay, talaga?
TL, terminal leave.
Tululaway, alam ko dun. Nakapag-terminal leave ka ba? Sabi ko, yes. Ay, talaga? Sabi ko, ikaw, nag-apply ka, file mo, lalo na kung marami kang leave credits na matitira. Sabi niya, hindi in-approve. Oh, sige, habulin mo, try mo, baka mahabol pa. Wala na ako doon, TL. Sabi ko sa kanya, ba't ngayon mo lang yung sinasabi? Kung kailan wala na. Umaga parang, tsaka lang siya nagkaroon ng lakas ng loob and idea na bakit hindi siya magtanong. And that's one thing about it. It's really important when we are trying not only to question but to clarify things, do it right there and then. And there are 3 important things before you question something and you ask clarification.
Yes. What are those, Rosie?
1, hindi lang dahil pinaglalaban mo yung rights mo, pero dapat alam mo kung ano yung karapatan mo.
Exactly.
Right? sayang naman kung ganun yung mangyayari. Kung kailan lumipas na, tsaka ka nagtanong.
Correct. Ang
Right?
daming ganyan, di ba?
Yes, sobra. Kaya yung umpisa natin, di ba? Sabi nga natin kanina, tapos hindi mo itatanong. Tapos ang gagawin mo, magiging ano na siya, magiging chismis na siya. Ang ending pa yun, magre-resign ka pa or magkakasamaan pa kayo ng loob, di ba? Kasi hindi mo clarify right then and there. And then number 2, make sure na meron kang proof of evidence.
Kumbaga data.
Oo, back up with data, proof of evidence, saan mo kinukuha yung sinasabi mong karapatan mo. So make sure kung halimbawa sa office yan, dapat nabasa mo yung COC nyo, yung code of conduct, yung mga policies, para alam mo na may laban ka. Kasi
parang manual lang yun, hindi binabasa yun.
parang manual na hindi binabasa. And make sure, basahin mo.
Yes.
Ngayon, kung hindi mo naiintindihan yung laman, that's the time that you can ask human resource personnel about it. Doon na papasok yung clarification sa kanila. Hindi para dahil meron kang gustong ipahiya or ipasama. Right? And then lastly, do it with confidence, not with arrogance.
Yeah. Yung gaya ng kaninang incident, diba? Connection mo yung boss mo. Pero with respect.
With respect.
It's really about, it's not about what you say, but it's how you are going to say it.
That's right. Exactly. So, confidence, but not with arrogance. Kasi iba yung may alam ka, pero ang yabang mo. Pero mas maganda yung kumpiyansa ka kasi alam mo.
Alam mo yung mga ipaglalaban mo.
Yes.
Pag may katwiran.
Kapag nasa katwiran,
Ipaglaban mo.
After watching this video, do you think you'd still be afraid to a person you perceive to be an authority?
Or you can now have the courage to ask questions while being respectful to your boss without doubting yourself.